Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin Matthew. Thank you for joining us. Topping headlines. New Indonesian ambassador outlines plans for Dominica. The Dominica Export-Import Agency to be replaced by Export Dominica. And the St. Joseph MP describes the 2012-2013 national budget as a masterpiece. All these stories and more when National Focus returns. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Following the morning session of budget debates on Thursday, GIS News caught up with a few members of Parliament to discuss the 2012-2013 national budget and what it means for the Dominican people. Honorable Kelva Daru, parliamentary representative for the St. Joseph constituency, described the budget as a masterpiece.
The budget has catered to all of the sectors, the growth sectors within the economy. For instance, within the agricultural sector, we see that the government has implemented a mechanism to lend to DAPEX loans at no interest, which will, of course, boost the production of the farmers and allow the farmers to receive monies on time. Additionally, the government has taken very proactive measures thus far in addressing the issue of the black Sikatoga disease, which, as we know by now, is a disease which affects plantain and banana production. And really and truly, there are a number of non-banana crops that, of course, we are really encouraging farmers to go back to the farms and to plant. And that, I believe, will in fact boost the whole agricultural sector. Additionally, we've seen monies being made available to the Small Business Support Unit, where persons who have small business ideas and entrepreneurs, they can source these funds. And at the end of the day, we can see the expansion of these businesses, as well as employment being provided for other persons within the small business sector. Within the tourism sector, of course, the budget for marketing has been increased and has now been captioned under the recurrent revenue. And I believe that's an effort to really sell Dominica and export Dominica as a tourism destination. And all of these factors really have contributed towards the budget being a very wonderful, crafty, and responsible people's budget.
A step towards the next level, says Minister for Education and MP for the Lapin constituency, Honorable Peter Seja.
The budget must be taken, first of all, in the context of what is happening globally. Given the fact that we are facing a global financial crisis, one needs to understand that at this time, every nation is experiencing serious downturn in the economy. Consequently, in light of that, the national budget presented by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit addresses head-on the challenges that we are facing, and significantly, there has been no new additional taxes or taxes that will negatively impact on the Dominican public. It means, therefore, that this budget reflects creative thinking, it is forward thinking, and of course visionary leadership, and the Prime Minister and of course his staff within the Ministry of Finance must be commended for handling the affairs of this country in such a prudent manner.
Parliamentary representative for the Casabruce constituency, Honorable Johnson Drago, believes the budget addresses the main issues of his constituency, which is mainly a farming one.
2012-2013 budget clearly demonstrates government's confidence in the ability of its people to move this country forward. You will realize that every sector is given a boost in the budget. And for me in particular, as the parliamentary representative of a farming community, I am very much elated by the measures contained in the budget. I am looking forward to my community sitting and looking at the opportunities contained in this budget, in particular the support for the farmers.
Honorable Drago encouraged Dominicans to support the government and to be optimistic.
It's a budget that is catering for across the broad development of Dominica. I want to thank all those who have supported me and supported the government in our effort to move this country forward. And I want to say that we should continue to look on the bright side. Look at the advantages contained in this budget and let us work with the government, because we know things are tight. We know the global economy, it's tight. So therefore, we are not projecting that all is well. We know there's a lot of work to be done, but we believe the way that we have been able to cushion the effect in the past, if we continue on that trajectory, we are on the right track and we will move forward and Dominica will continue to develop.
GIS News will bring you more from these interviews in tomorrow's newscast. Government has announced that a new entity to be called Export Dominica will be established in the new financial year. Prime Minister and the Minister for Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, told the House of Parliament on Tuesday that the new entity will replace the Dominica Export-Import Agency, DEXIA.
By diverting the resources currently utilized by DEXIA to the new agency, greater value will be realized if some of these resources are used to support and sustain, for example, the livelihoods of thousands of workers in the agricultural and non-agricultural sectors, who were intended to be the principal beneficiaries of DEXIA's mandate in the first instance.
The Prime Minister says this move is in keeping with government's new thrust to increase economic performance through exports.
Madam Speaker, the sole purpose of this change is to support all the investments in agriculture that I referred to earlier, and in manufacturing or agro-processing, whether it is from small or medium-sized business. We must produce and we must export.
In addition, Prime Minister Skerrit told the House that Export Dominica will focus on export facilitation.
The entity will be required to plan and execute its work in close collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, manufacturers, producers of cultural products, and other enterprises with the potential to export.
The Prime Minister said further that the development of an export culture and the transformation of Dominica's export sector are critical elements in Dominica's quest to achieve sustained economic growth. Honorable Skerrit reminded the House that the process of doing so has been set in motion with the development of the National Export Strategy and the more recent establishment of the National Export Council. And government in the next financial year will initiate 2 pilot programs which will draw both the unemployed and those on welfare into the mainstream economy. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit told the Parliament during his budget address this week that one of the programs will be implemented in the village of St. Joseph. The St. Joseph community has been identified in the latest country poverty assessment as having the highest poverty head count in the country. Prime Minister Skerrit says the pilot program in St. Joseph will target unemployed youth and single mothers with children aged 3 to 12 years.
Unemployed mothers in this category who are already in receipt of some form of assistance will be required to undertake some type of work. Those who are not currently receiving any financial assistance will be provided with a stipend on the condition that they undertake some type of work. These single parents will have to ensure that the children attend school and the parents will be required to attend Parent-Teachers Association meetings.
The Prime Minister said the training programs which were recently organized in St. Joseph and surrounding communities following the aftermath of the Line floods last November will be followed up with activities which could lead to the formation of a cooperative so that beneficiaries would make maximum use of training received. Meantime, Prime Minister Skerrit announced that the new housing development has been earmarked for residents of Silver Lake.
Work has already commenced on designs of a new housing complex for the inhabitants of Silver Lake that will possess the amenities of any modern housing development.
The Prime Minister disclosed that this intervention would seek to inject a sense of dignity and pride among the members of the small community of Silver Lake. He said an employment program similar to which will be piloted in St. Joseph is also planned for that community.
Families which are currently in receipt of public assistance will be assigned to undertake work with the local authority. Some persons have indicated an interest in caring for the elderly and will be assigned to the Yes We Care program in the Roseau area. This assignment, it is hoped, will lead to more long-term employment of these persons. The lessons learned will guide the expansion of this program in other areas in the country.
The pilot programs will be administered by the Ministry of Community Development and Gender Affairs in collaboration with the local government authorities. The Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Honorable Peter Seja, believes the iCare program, which will soon be introduced in the island's schools, is another demonstration of the current administration's care for the welfare of young people. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, in his presentation of the 2012-2013 national budget to Parliament on Tuesday, recalled the alarming incidents of glaucoma and partial and total blindness discovered in Dominica. He spoke of plans to introduce free eye examinations, treatment, spectacles and aftercare to all students beginning at the primary school level. Honorable Peter Seja discussed the matter further when he addressed Parliament on Wednesday.
On average, a visit to any of these opticians would cost $100 average. Spectacles, for the provision of spectacles, it would be an average of $800. Now, we are not even considering the aftercare, just the provision of spectacles and the visit to that optician. Roughly, Madam Speaker, $900, roughly, let's round it to the nearest $1,000. $1,000. Imagine a parent who has 4 children, single parent who earns $300 a fortnight, $600 monthly. If that mother happens to have to take 2 of her children to the eye specialist in 1 month, it would cost her $2,000. Madam Speaker, under no circumstances whatsoever would that mother be in a position to provide the care and indeed the spectacles for these 2 children. Through this initiative, we are now ensuring that the care is provided, the spectacles are provided, and that mother is free of the constant worry of her child not being able to perform at school because of a disability, a limitation that because of her financial limitation, she is not able to take care of. Madam Speaker, that is what a caring government is all about.
In more news, the new Indonesian ambassador to Dominica has congratulated the government of Dominica on its progress made at achieving universal secondary education, as well as its success in meeting some of the Millennium Development Goals. The ambassador made those remarks during an official presentation of credentials to Dominica's head of state, His Excellency Dr. Nicholas Liverpool, on Wednesday.
I would like to congratulate the government of Dominica Commonwealth on the similar achievement of the Millennium Development Goals in accomplishing universal secondary education to its people, which is in our note 83.8%, reducing extreme poverty 39% in 2003 to 28.8% in 2009, and improvement of maternal health and reducing in-child mortality, 12 in every 1,000 children.
The ambassador believes that education is the foundation of a better human resource. Dominica established diplomatic relations with the Republic of Indonesia in April of 1994. Throughout the years of relations, the government of Indonesia has offered annual cultural scholarships to Dominican youth to pursue studies in Indonesia. The new ambassador confirms that this collaboration will continue.
Given the encouraging response, starting from 2011, the government of Indonesia has offered also Dominican students a scholarship program, which is called Developing Countries Partnership Scholarship, in order to obtain graduate and postgraduate degrees in various fields of study in the most prestigious universities throughout Indonesia. This is a yearly scholarship offered by the government of Indonesia.
The new Indonesian ambassador to Dominica says the Indonesian government is looking forward to heightened relations between both countries through other training opportunities.
Another way in which we can increase our people-to-people interaction is through our diplomatic corps. In this regard, I was myself former head for a Center for Education and Training in our ministry. So we would like very much to offer the diplomatic training for mid-career diplomats. We are going to bring the brochure to the ministry.
The ambassador is also looking forward to collaborating in the area of tourism development. The new ambassador is hoping that the Ministry of Tourism here will seek to partner on tourism initiatives adopted by tourism authorities in Indonesia to boost the island's tourism product.
For the year 2012, the government of the Republic of Indonesia has targeted 200 villages to develop themselves into a touristic destination and spend a budget around $60,000 to $90,000 for each village. This program has been a success since the government will target 400 villages in the year to come, 2030. I think it's another to offer government a chance to maybe have learning experiences in the efforts of the tourism industry enhancement, Your Excellency, especially in the development of diversification tourist destinations, such as developing touristic villages similar to Indonesia, and the development of human resources in collaboration, of course, with the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association.
In accepting the letters of credentials from new Indonesian ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Liverpool expressed confidence that the new ambassador will continue the work of her predecessors in further strengthening the bonds of friendship and cooperation between Dominica and the Republic of Indonesia. And finally, this news time. Returning home from a 2-month vacation can be an overwhelming experience for many. So let's imagine what it is like for someone who has left home for several years. Vice President of the Parliament in St. Martin, Dominican-born Romain Laville, knows what that feels like. Laville's parents, Joseph and Elaine, moved to St. Martin in the 1970s. His mother returned to Dominica when she was 8 months pregnant because the laws then did not permit foreigners to have children in St. Martin. She traveled with baby Romain back to St. Martin when he was 3 months old, and 30 years later, Romain, now in his 30s, is on his first visit to Dominica. I asked him how he felt finally getting to know his homeland after 3 decades.
I can't explain it.
Laville has been making the best of his first visit to Dominica.
I had the opportunity to see a lot of family members that I didn't even know. And I've been to a couple places, the Trafalgar Falls, and I just wanted to take in the feeling of, yes, I'm home.
He is fascinated by the beauty of the country and its people, but there is something, however, that strikes him most about the nature of Dominican people.
That pride every day that I drive by and I see in the eyes of the people, where you don't see septic water running on the roads, or you don't see garbage thrown here and there. That is something that, and I've traveled to many countries in the world. I went to school in Washington, D.C. I went to school in Sweden. I've traveled all the way to Bangkok, all the way to Singapore. I've been to many different Caribbean islands. But I've never really felt that sense of pride as a people that I have found in Dominica. And to me, that stands out more than anything else.
Laville attended the meeting of Parliament on Tuesday and observed the proceedings with interest.
When the Speaker of the House, which we refer to as our President of Parliament in St. Martin, comes in, the individual, I don't know what he's called, announces her name, everyone stands up. And to notice that when the guards pass by, they bow and salute. You know, it was an awesome experience.
He discussed briefly his views of the Prime Minister's budget presentation.
I listened to the speech day before yesterday. And even though I tell people I don't want to get myself involved too much with certain politics in Dominica, but the speech had weight. I'm a social individual. That is what I've campaigned on, social issues for the country of St. Martin. And I like some of the social points that he brought forward.
The Vice President of the St. Martin Parliament also got the opportunity to meet one-on-one with the Dominica leader.
We went into an in-depth conversation. And I asked him, I said, how do you do it? When I look at Dominica versus St. Martin economically, St. Martin is 10, 20, sometimes 30 times more an economic generator than Dominica. But yet you have kids that are under 18 years old that has free healthcare. You have those that are over 60 with free healthcare. You have certain social programs that parents otherwise in certain other countries would have to take money out of their pocket to pay, but the state pays for it. So I try to pick his mind a little bit to see exactly, how Dominica does certain things that we as an island of St. Martin can be able to benefit from too as well.
I asked the Dominican-born St. Martin politician how he feels about being the first foreigner to hold such an influential position in St. Martin.
Quite honestly, I do not at any moment in time think about that. I came into politics to do one thing, and that's to be able to uplift the people in my country. So I do not, look at, those, how do you say, those small things in my opinion. It's just a title, it's just a position, but I think the work that I have to do for the people of St. Martin supersedes whatever position that I have.
The youngest member of the St. Martin Parliament has learned quite a lot from his first visit to Dominica, including possible avenues for the creation of greater relations between the country of his birth and the country he has lived in for over 3 decades.
I saw the opportunity for Dominica, with all of its social programs, and St. Martin being the 800-pound gorilla where cruise tourism is concerned within our region, being economically strong, being infrastructurally ready, that we can start trading with each other, secrets, that we can help Dominica in certain aspects to build their economy, and also that we can take certain things and procedures and policies from Dominica where social is concerned.
Laville's visit to his homeland ends soon, but he intends to return to the island in October to attend Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en Creole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt fait parole qui budget 2012-2013 qui présenté en Parlement mardi semaine salam, présenté on l'est pendant la globalisation et puis plusieurs challenges qui existent. Quand même, Premier ministre a fait parole, là, regardez bien pour bagaille globalisation salam, Dominique fait bien bon même si ces challenges salam existent. Honorable Skerritt dit tout ça est possible pour le gouvernement pour mettre mise en place, soulager le pays là, même si c'est mise salam est wed en ces temps-là qui passent. Le Premier ministre a aussi fait parole qui, si l'on situation de globalisation, bagaille pas que marché comme la coutume, ça crier à no longer business as usual. Il crier pour tout Dominicain venir ensemble et puis jouer par ailleurs, faire assurer que le pays la sauver. Finalement, le Premier ministre Skerritt a annoncé assistance pour la compagnie d'Apex en loan à valeur $1 million pour l'année. Et aussi annoncé plan pour bâtir un hôtel en vieille location Public Works en Roseau et puis pour finir hôtel Morocco qu'a bâti en Cabrit à Guantas. À notre nouvelle, ministre de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qu'a supporté un plein budget que le Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt présenté en Parlement plus bonne semaine cela. Si l'homme ministre Saint-Jean, l'économie Dominique bénéficie si l'on provision en budget là.
Well, je crois que le budget là, nous garder entièrement à partir de tout ça qui a fait en latin aujourd'hui jour, ces challenges là nous ni avec différents pays, l'Amérique, la Russie, tout partout, qui vraiment en Dominique nous a fait bien. Et Premier ministre la Roosevelt Skerritt avec ses officiers qui ont ministre finance, ils ont fait un bon travail. Raison là, moi dit ça, c'est simplement généralement moun te ni espoir qui nous te que lever mettre taxe neuf mais nous délivrons un budget là nous ouais pas ni pon taxe neuf et vraiment budget ça là qu'a adresser ces problèmes là en Dominique qui est aidé pour développer l'économie et pour mettre les gens en travail. Là, on a un budget là qui nous a essayé d'aider les gens Saint-Joe et Silver Lake. Moun qui pas qu'à travail pour mener yo à dans détail là yo ça travail aussi nous ka adresser problème en éducation problème chimie ou vraiment complètement budget là ka adresser ces problèmes là qui nous y a Dominique.
Membre parlement pour constituency Saint-Joseph Honorable Kelva Darrow qu'a fait parole qui budget qui premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt présenté en parlement qu'a prend en considération tout secteur économique là. Selon Honorable Darrow, budget là qui bénéficie pays là en général.
Budget ça là c'est un bon budget qui plie une opportunité pour tout le monde, pour les farmers, pour les qui famine, pour les qui fait agriculture, pour les gens qui font l'école, pour les jeunes monde. Et bien budget ça là c'est nous fait tout Dominique pour supporter plus nous savons nous tant ça là c'est tant qui est et bien pour premier ministre et puis un budget ça là au parlement c'est un budget de tout pour supporter plus tout le monde qui bénéficie et bien Dominique savent parti ça là les parti gouvernement qui travaille et bien nous avons travaillé pour rendre tout secteur tourisme secteur health secteur agriculture secteur education. So budget ça c'est un bon budget pour gouvernement implémenter.
Et puis finalement compagnie Petro-Caribe qui travaille bien formidable en Dominique. Parole celle-là sortie au chairman pour National Petroleum Company Félix Grégoire. Grégoire fait parole celle-là pendant compagnie là qui fait présentation au loan par Banque Nationale Dominique servi pour être petit entreprise augmenter business ailleurs. Si l'homme M. Grégoire compagnie là qui assisté et puis investissement en pays là.
Bagay bon en Petro-Caribe parce que vous savez compagnie qui a gagné petroleum product au Venezuela. Avec qui vend les Dominique et qui a fait un profit. Avec profit ça nous a servi pour investir en Dominique. Nous a servi pour mettre ça qui est productif secteur. Nous avons aidé 8 banques, après nous avons aidé National Bank. So nous là pour aider investment. Quand plus tard, d'autres projets nous avons assisté pays. So c'est ça le gouvernement qui l'a fait. Pour Petro-Caribe aider les players et ça qu'a fait à présent.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en Creole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson and Luce. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you a few upcoming events and the government notices. Do stay with us. The Ministry of Education wishes to inform the general public of its collection and distribution of textbooks for the 2012-2013 school year as follows. For students attending the 2nd to 4th forms of the Portsmouth Secondary School and the Dominica SDA Secondary School, you are asked to collect your textbooks on Friday, July 20th from the GSP building located in Bath Estate from 8:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And for students attending the 2nd to 4th forms of the Convent High School, you are asked to collect your textbooks on Monday, July 23rd from the GSP building located in Bath Estate from 8:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Please be guided accordingly. And finally, the Division of Agriculture is conducting a series of sensitization meetings to educate farmers, exporters, traders, and the public on the black sigatoka disease. On Monday, July 23rd, the meeting will be for the Granford area at the Granford Community Center at 6 p.m. Please make a special effort to attend and to be on time. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.dm. You could also visit our GIS Dominica pages on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.